Arsenal Fan TV America, welcome back. Welcome back to all the soccer and all the football fans around the world. Breathe, okay? Because it was very, very hard today. Number one, let's just go for it right away and say, congratulations, your Gunners. Another win for this year. Just one more game. So we need one more win. I know it's tough. It's difficult, before we talk about the game because of where we at. And you ask me why is it difficult. Of course, I'll tell you as an Arsenal fan, I don't need to tell you, but anyone that's not an Arsenal fan, it's difficult because we don't control our own destiny, So we know that we need to keep winning, but we also know that might not be enough, unfortunately. And that's, it's a hard feeling. It's very hard to feel like that as a football fan. So I feel for all the Arsenal fans, I'm one of them. I do talk about the game, but I'm also a fan, a big fan, the biggest fan of the game, and I'm an Arsenal, diehard. So I look at the game from, someone who analyzes it in the middle, someone who wants to tell you what happened and what they think, and also someone that's a very, very, very diehard fan, and also someone that's a football coach. So let's start with who started today for the Gunners. And again, what a win. Before we go anywhere, what a win. It's 1-0. It is what it is. We're going to talk about how they play during this episode. We are also going to talk about where is Man City. They have 2 games and we have 1 game. Our next game, Everton at home, must win, must win, must win. Now, they have 2 games. That means 2 chances. 2 times Arsenal fans are going to hope that Man City draws. If they just draw. We'll see. We'll see. It's very close. It's very close. We'll talk about that and we'll talk about the possibilities and how it's going to go down to just the nitty gritty on the last day. Back to the game. Arsenal goes to Old Trafford. Let me tell you real quick. 16 games. We've been to Old Trafford. Okay. 16 games and we won once. Right? So 1 win, 16 games, hard place to go to. Not just for us, but for anyone. However, I know that they just lost to Crystal Palace, right? 4-0. So that is not something that's normal for a Manchester United team. Therefore, this Manchester United team is not really a normal Manchester United team. And what I mean by that, a normal Manchester United team is a strong team. Always. They won the Premier League more than anyone else. Nobody else comes close to them, right? They're the most decorated English club. So Man United is history. They don't just show up. They show up Man United. So you have to fear them. However, when they just lost 4-0 to Crystal Palace, a side that's not top 4 on the table, with all due respect to Crystal Palace. They're a great team. And their coach is doing a great job too. So now you look at it and you see Man United losing 4-0 Crystal Palace. As a coach, they're wounded. I'm going to keep playing like the first 3-4 minutes. Arsenal played an amazing 3-4 minutes. We started really, really well. However, we did not continue the game in a way that we, as fans watching, we were secured. We weren't. It didn't look that we were secured. It looked like we're vulnerable. So before we go on and talk about the game and what have you, let's talk about who started for the Gunners. Arsenal started David Raya in goal, or Mikel Arteta started David Raya in goal. And in front of him, Tomiyasu left back and Ben White right back. In the middle, William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. Of course, this partnership in the middle makes David Raya looks good. When you have these 2 defenders in front of you, they're great. They'll make you look like a superstar. Let's go to the midfield where we started again, and I like that consistency. If we had these 3 all year, it would have been a different story, but we're here today. Thomas Partey, Declan Rice next to him, and Martin Odegaard ahead of them, as in that triangle in the middle. Sometimes they say, 3 flat going forward. Sometimes they're going to triangle. And sometimes Thomas Partey and Declan Rice sit back for Martin Odegaard to go excel a little bit. We didn't see a whole lot from Martin Odegaard today, movement-wise. I mean, he was pressing, don't get me wrong, but movement to get the ball and distribution and a playmaker role that he is in when Partey and Declan Rice play both. And up front, we saw in the middle, Kai Havertz, consistency is good. He's been scoring, has been a presence up there, and he's acting like a proper number 9. And he also gets back in defense and what have you. So it's a good stature to have up front, and he's consistent. So that's a good choice. On the left, started Trossard again, and on the right, Bukayo Saka. I'll stop here for a second to say the following. Now, Old Trafford is a huge or humongous field, right? The pitch is just long. I need a player like Martinelli. With all due respect to Trossard, I mean, he is quick, but not that quick. Not that Martinelli quick. He's fast, but Martinelli is quick. And we needed him. And you could see towards the end of the game, second half, we saw Martinelli came in and he was brilliant, right? He almost scored a couple of times. He was very dangerous. And that's what we can expect from him because, again, we need to just stretch the game up front and then bring ourselves up. Stretch the game up front and bring ourselves up. So, hey, listen, Arsenal started consistent, but during the game, Arsenal fans, we were worried. Ask me why. We started the game. Oh, this is what I want to see. Intensity, pressure up front, trying, looking for Man United to make some mistakes. You know, Casemiro's out of shape. You have players that are, out of position. Amrabat was playing all the way in the back. You can also catch him and go around him, Bukayo. You can, force mistakes out of the back four. There's an opportunity we have as a team going against that Man United team, right? Because we have more speed, more accuracy, and also mistakes we got to capitalize on. We got to talk about all that, right? Players have to know that. I have to capitalize on the other team's mistake. That's very important. In Man United's case, you have someone like Onana, goalkeeper, right? Great shot stopper, good goalkeeper. But he likes to keep the ball on his feet a lot. So don't give him that time to pick a pass. I mean, we will give him time to pick a pass that's all the way up front, that he would have the time to step all the way back 3-4 steps, come back and just boom, strike that ball as hard as he can so he can get a pass up front. We allow him to do that. So we have to pressure a goalkeeper like that. When we pressure up front, if we come from wide, if they have the ball and they're going wide and we come from wide, that's one thing. We have to come in the middle and pressure together. Arsenal, unfortunately, I did not see the whole team pressure together. I didn't see Arsenal as the Premier League winner if Man City draws one of those teams. I didn't see them this way. I didn't see us keeping the football. Again, the win is great, but we have to learn from those mistakes. We have to be able to play always. Towards the end of the season, we run out of gas, right? We have to be able to play with spirit, motivation, like we want to take it. Not that it's just giving to us. You know what I mean? Hey, listen. Again, a win is a win. We started the game very strong. We went at them. It was great to see. And I thought that's how we're going to play. But all of a sudden, they have the ball. We give them chances. We had some bad passes. We didn't have the right positioning. They took the ball from us a lot. So now the game became their game. They had more position than us. Now, once again, that team, Manchester United team that lost against Crystal Palace, which was almost the same team, you go against Arsenal, that supposedly top of the league. We're fighting to be top of the league. It didn't look it. It was off balanced a little bit. Fast forward, 21st minute, Trossard takes a nice assist after Casemiro went to sleep. I thought Kai Havertz was offside, right? So a beautiful ball that was played through for Kai Havertz. He goes in, he takes it. He actually was onside because of Casemiro. He's keeping him onside. I don't know what Casemiro was doing, to be honest. He was sleeping. And Kai Havertz just plays that ball to the very active Trossard. And of course, kudos to him. Again, he scores. And wow, Arsenal 1-0 up. Now, that was the only goal of the game. And I did not see Arsenal that dangerous. They didn't play with, what's the right word here? Conviction. So it was an okay game. It was very, very tiring for Arsenal fans. A lot of people hopefully almost only had a heart attack in those last 10 minutes because Manchester United could have scored at any given point. Of course, Man United fans will tell you, hey, we did that on purpose. We just didn't want to have City be crowned league winners, right? Because if Arsenal had lost the game today to Manchester United, we would have been out. That means Manchester United would have been the helping hand to Manchester City for them to win the league. Of course, I don't think they would go to sleep if they did that. But if they lose to Arsenal in such a season like the season they've been having, and after a game that, they lost 4-0, if they lose now 1-0 to Arsenal, it's okay for them. They'll lose maybe a night of sleep, but not more than that, right? And again, the last 16 visits, we won one time. So that's how difficult of a place to go to. Now, it's very, very close now, Arsenal fans. Why? Because, number one, it's weird that all Arsenal fans would want London to be white on Tuesday. You're going to ask me how. Tottenham's playing Manchester City on Tuesday at Tottenham Stadium. So Arsenal fans will be behind Tottenham fans for a first time ever, wanting Tottenham, the biggest rival, wanting them to win the game against City. Would they do it? I have no clue. It's a big ask. But what's even better, you have to understand that it's that close. There's a lot of calculations here and there. So there's another angle, which is the fight between Aston Villa that plays tomorrow against Liverpool. I don't know or think that they win that game. So now it's still that fourth position between, it's still a competition between Aston Villa and Tottenham. So Tottenham would want to beat City, not for Arsenal's sake, never will be, I think, but for their own sake, because they must win for them to go to Champions League football. 40 million euros right there if they win that game. So that game is very important for Tottenham, more than it's important to Arsenal. But of course, as all the Gunners and all the Arsenal fans know, they draw. If they draw, or if they beat City, Arsenal beat Everton, that Premier League trophy will be flown into the Emirates at the last day of the season. I have goosebumps saying that, so mind me, I'm still an Arsenal fan, and it's still, come on, you Gunners. I mean, maybe when they're playing against Tottenham, maybe somebody fouls, red card or something, or the ref throws one of the City players, and City plays 10, and they lose or draw. I mean, you never know. Everything and anything can happen. So that's what I'm going with. City will, one of those games, because again, the last game also, West Ham wants to go and play with, a European competition. So they have to be top 6. That's why West Ham also is fighting. And West Ham can go beat them at the Etihad. But I don't think City will allow West Ham to beat them at the Etihad. Let's just be honest. Maybe a draw. But Tottenham on the day can beat City if they are ready, if they want to do it. So we'll see. You see that everything is involved in the grand, picture, right? So everything has to work the right way for Arsenal to win this. So City has to lose or draw. Arsenal has to keep winning, so they beat Everton. And we'll see what happened in the end of the season, the last day of the season. It's been a tradition. All play at the same time, kickoff all at the same time. 8 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. our time here. And again, they all played at the same exact time. Arsenal at the Emirates with Everton. Manchester City at the Etihad, West Ham. Game coming for Tottenham versus Man City on Tuesday. Big decider. All Arsenal fans are going to be watching it. Again, for the first time ever, all Arsenal fans will really, really deeply want Tottenham to win. Yes, it sounds weird, but it's the truth. If Tottenham wins that game, they will crown Arsenal to be the Premier League winner. Mikel Arteta says he feels it in his heart that he is lifting the Premier League. I'll go with that. I know you're not that good of a coach, but hopefully you're that lucky and that gifted that when you see something, it happens. I'd live with that, and I'll take that on any given day, any given Sunday, any given next Sunday. Last game, May 18th. I will see you then for the last episode of the Premier League for season 23-24. I can't believe I'm saying it. And hopefully I come back to you yelling and screaming, getting pushed over this desk again, and Arsenal wins the Premier League. We'll see. Hey, you never know. That's why this is a beautiful game, and this is Arsenal Fan TV America. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you the next game. Take care now.